3 times, 4 times. Doing gang things, living super clean. Daddy came up. Can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you, you done came up now. Get it how you live, miss the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters, got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy, could've turned out like your homeboy. Being on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had goal. Brand new you on the old time road, take care. Home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bumpy hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had a slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work, gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that, man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peak these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah. Doing cane things. Living super clean. Daddy came up.
1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause you know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that wop. I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I gotta rain. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you're lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. BS help me, shout let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono. Good evening, good night, happy Thursday to you all. Thank you so much for being here with me. Can I get this? Yeah. I probably didn't. I probably did not. Gosh, dang it. Okay. All right, y'all. Please forgive me. I have a few things to take care of super fast. A couple of buttons to push. I don't know why it makes me do this every time. Like my Facebook is literally set to public for everything. But whenever I stream, for some reason, it changes it to friends only. I don't want to think Facebook is like hating on me, but it kind of feels like a little bit of hate. Y'all know what I'm saying? All right, let me go on my IG. I hope y'all are doing well. Shalom, shalom, Brew News. Sister Delta, shalom. Thank y'all for joining me this evening. Here we go. Okay, and I'm on live. I'm sorry, y'all. What is going on? How are y'all this Thursday? I hope everyone is doing well. All praise to the Most High. It is the Keep the Chef, shalom and shalom. Ooh, I stuck my nail in the fan. I would never do that again. I didn't do it on purpose. Shalom and shalom to you all. Keep the Chef, please tell the children I said hello. Why do KD get on my thing playing all the time? Please, KD, please text your brother for the answer to that question. All right, so y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me this evening. Just in case you're new here, please allow me to introduce myself. I am at Miss Mono's World on these content creator streets. Please follow me, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. Just in case you also are new here, or maybe you're just not at the YouTube, please allow me to introduce the light of my life, the head of my household, Monologue McGad, ladies and gentlemen. Big Mono, not the little one. He over here. He off camera. He over here. You gonna say shalom to the folks?
What it is, Alan? Shalom.
Shalom, Angelina. Shalom and shalom, sis. Thank you for joining me. Oh, told him I said hi. All right, so I got a couple of side stories today for y'all. But first, if you are not already at the YouTube, please head over to the YouTube at Monologue McGad, MONOLOG Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. I know I got like a little 80s thing going on with my hair today. I did not do it on purpose. It's me experimenting with them flexi rods, and okay, this is what happened. So this is what we gonna. I really wish y'all could see the other side more. I feel like the other side looks better, but okay, we gonna work with this anyway. All right, so if you are not already following, if you do not already keep up with, please make sure you check out the Light Hebrew Magazine, TLHMmagazine.net. Your girl be featured in there monthly. Hold on, let me find it so I can show it to you. Your girl be featured in there monthly. The last issue, not the Drip and Sip issue, the March issue, I believe it was. I am in there, so you can check me out there with that wife hotline. It's just where I'm giving little tips and tricks and advice that I have learned, you know, over my 10-year span as a housewife veteran. Thanks to Mr. Monologue McGad over here. All right. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Follow them on all the socials as well. Turn up the lights on TikTok and Instagram, I believe it is, but the Light Hebrew Magazine, you can just search that and all that good stuff should come up. So yeah, make sure y'all keep up with that. Like I said, I'm in there every month, along with a lot of other great righteous content creators, business owners, things like that. So make sure you are checking out the Light Hebrew Magazine monthly. Okay. Let's get to the side stories. I have a couple of videos today. It's gonna be a little video heavy today. It's gonna be a little video heavy. You'll see why I'm shaking my head later. But so I don't know if y'all have heard about the Neuralink trials with your boy Elon. Just in case you are not familiar, Neuralink is an implant that Elon Musk has. I believe he has the patent for it now, and they are implanting it in people's brains. And what is supposed to, okay, let's watch the video. They'll explain it and then we'll talk. Okay.
I'm 29 years old. About 8 years ago, I was in kind of a freak diving accident, and dislocated my C4, C5, so I'm a complete quadriplegic. So I'm paralyzed from below the shoulders. I love playing around.
Wait a minute. Do y'all hear Jamiroquai playing in the background? Oh, I have to find the name of that song because it is about futuristic technology. Okay, and I just heard that song playing in the background. I'm gonna find that because they trying to be funny. But okay, let's go.
One of the things that y'all have enabled me to do. I had to use like a mouse stick and stuff, but now it's all being done with my brain. If y'all can see the cursor moving around the screen, that's all me, y'all. It's pretty cool, huh?
Actually, can you pause the song just for the audio coming through? And that was also done with your brain?
Yep. It's all brain power up there. So a lot of what we started out with was attempting to move. So I would attempt to move, say, my right hand, left, right, forward. And from there, I think it just became intuitive for me to start imagining the cursor moving. Basically, it was like using the force on the cursor, and I could get it to move wherever I wanted. Just stare somewhere in the screen, and it would move where I wanted it to, which was such a wild experience.
Okay, I listen. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it makes me very, very nervous. Okay, they have a chip now that they're using it now to help paralyzed and otherwise impaired people. On the clip they had on Good Morning America this morning, there was a lady who's deaf, and there were like other paralyzed people to varying degrees that they're using this on now. Okay, and I mean, you saw that he was just able to think about what he wanted to do on the computer and move the mouse, and he was able to perform that function. Listen, I am not. I want to say I'm not surprised because if you've been what they used to call, quote unquote, a conspiracy theorist, and you knew something like this was coming. They've been talking about mind control, reading our brainwaves. I don't know how many, and I reference this book often. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the book 1984 or just the Orwellian literature dystopian model, but every time they always talk about the thought police and how you're not even allowed to think things ordinary to what the government wants you to think. Like they were spying on people in their homes, and even like what they were writing in their journals, they would come and arrest them for that. Okay, so listen, it is getting crazy out here. We need discernment more than ever. Shalom and Shalom, Naraya, Nicole. Y'all can check this lovely lady out. She's also in the Light Hebrew magazine. I want to say last month she was on the cover, but y'all make sure y'all check her out. Let us know where your stuff is streaming, sis. Leave us your IG, your streaming, your all that stuff. Put it in the comments, please. Y'all make sure y'all go check out my good sis. I love this lady. She has such a sweet spirit, and she is so fun to be around. So y'all please check out her music. So now we're at this point where the next frontier is brainwaves, trying to read people's brainwaves. And I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, okay? But it's one thing to be talking about something and then for it to pop up on your phone. Like I've had that happen before. I'll be talking about something with somebody and then, later on, it pops up on my phone. But how many of y'all have ever been thinking about something and then it pops up on your phone? That has happened to me more than once. Okay. It's happened to me more than once. So I'm not even truly convinced that all this technology they're trying to convince us is new, that it's really new. To kind of continue on this side story, Apple is now, they have applied for a patent, and I believe they're one step closer to having sensors on the outside of your AirPods that can read your brain and body waves. Okay, let me tell you, because I wanted to have it specifically for you guys. Let's see, hold on, let me find the article. Okay, so all right. The electrodes will be present in both wire and wireless earphones from Apple. And this is from bbomb.com. Okay. And it's about the electrodes that they're talking about putting on the outside of the AirPods. The electrodes will be present in both wire and wireless earphones from Apple. The primary use of these electrodes will be in the form of electroencephalography. That is basically the reading of your brainwaves. The patent also reveals that the lowermost section of the stem can contain an electrode that the user can easily press to trigger the start an EEG session or other related measurement activities like electromyography, which is reading your muscle activity, electrooculography, reading the waves from your eyes, and electrocardiogram, which is your heart rate. And, you know, when you go to the hospital and they put the little things on you to track your heart, electrocardiogram, galvanic skin response, and blood volume pulse measurements. Okay, these are things that usually you have to go to the hospital to get or to the doctor to get. You understand what I'm saying? But so they're gonna make it now so that you can just press your ear pods, and whenever you want to, then your ear pods are going to do all these things for you. But trust and believe, it's all connected to your phone and it's feeding them this information. I don't know how many of you all have come across articles or videos on YouTube, but there are a lot of videos on YouTube where they talk about like the social grading in China and how they will give you like a social credit score based on how you behave. And it will allow you to go to certain places and do certain things or restrict you from going to certain places and doing certain things. And that's where we're moving to. And that's what it's coming to. Why else does a company like Apple need to be able to read my mind? And please believe this is going far beyond consumerism. Okay. This is beyond them trying to advertise to you or track what you like to help you shop or whatever. No, we're getting to the point of control here, because think about it. Now, in the name of terrorism, the government has to have access to everyone's brainwaves now so that we can prevent the terrorism before it even starts, just like they did us with 9/11 and they slowly started taking our rights away. I remember going to the airport and my family would walk with us to this is when we were flying back to Germany. My family would walk with us to the gate and wait for us at the gate with our plane. I mean, until the plane came. You understand what I'm saying? It's nothing like it is today. And so to slowly see the eroding away of these rights. And here's the thing. Nobody's going to stop Apple from doing this. I don't know if you all have heard about this lawsuit the government is bringing against them for supposedly trying to make a monopoly. And I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember back in the 90s when they were trying to do the same thing to Bill Gates and Microsoft, because it was coming to a point where you had to have Microsoft Windows to use any kind of computer system. Okay, so the government, you know, did this whole lawsuit against Bill Gates or whatever, but Microsoft is still everywhere. Microsoft is still freaking everywhere. So let's go back before, and I y'all know I'm a history buff, okay, and I'm not trying to get off track, but if you go back, the very first thing very first time I can remember hearing about the government trying to bust up a monopoly was when they went after Rockefeller Oil back in the day, okay, like we talking like early 1900s here. They went after Rockefeller Oil for trying to set up an oil monopoly, but all they did was break up the companies and change the name. It was still all under the same Rockefeller banner. So don't think that Apple is about to be stopped. Elon Musk is not about to be stopped. And what we have to understand is, like, if I control a thing, then that thing is going to serve my purpose. Okay. Like, we have dogs here. Okay. That's my dog. With the proper training, if I wanted my dog to attack you, I could tell my dog to attack you, right? It's my dog. So if I own a technology company and I can figure out how to read people's brainwaves, yes, I'm going to use it for my advantage. And now one thing I will say about Apple, as far as privacy and the law, they are one of the stricter companies as far as we are told. They're one of the stricter companies when it comes to protecting their users' privacy. And I keep putting my nail in the fan, y'all. When it comes to protecting users' privacy and, not letting the government all up in your business. Allegedly, they're like one of the best companies for that. Okay. And even though I'm telling y'all this, I'm not about to leave my Apple products. I just want to make that clear. Let me look in the camera. I am not about to leave Apple. I'm sorry. I love Apple. Like, okay. But yeah, this is it's winding up, y'all. It's no longer an imaginary thing. It's not, just something on the X-Men, reading brainwaves. No, it's getting real. It's getting real. It started with the radio. It did. And it's like with the radio and the television, the main goal was to program you. Okay. They were showing you the images, they were giving you what they wanted you to think. They were telling you how they wanted you to believe. Now, nobody's really listening to the radio. Nobody's really listening to TV. We all have the ability to choose the type of programming that we want. You want righteous content, you can go and find righteous content. You don't have to be subjected to content you don't want to anymore. Not like back in the day when there was only one, two, three channels. So if you wanted to watch something, you had to tolerate whatever was on. It's not like that anymore. We have our own choices now. So now they have to find new ways to get in, to program us, to keep us in line, as they say. Can't have you people getting too out of hand. Truth. Yeah, and I've enjoyed that series because he's breaking it down by decades with the TV programming and stuff. Yes, I do like that series. It was very edifying. That happens to me quite often, and it's scary. And it is scary because, listen, I'll just be sitting there thinking about anything. Like, I could be in a mood, anything. And then something just pops up on my phone related to whatever I was just thinking about. And I don't like that. I don't like it. It feels very intrusive. Okay. Okay, here's the information from my good sis, Naraya Cole. Y'all make sure y'all hit that link. Check her out. The movie Minority Report. You're going to be disappointed in me, honey. I've never seen Minority Report. I'm sorry. I've heard about it. I've never seen Minority Report. He's probably going to make me watch it this weekend. I've never seen Minority Report. Share, shalom and shalom. You're not too late. You're not too late. History is where the knowledge is at. It is. And here's what never fails to leave my mind. They're literally, figuratively, practically, reasonably, unreasonably, however you want to slice it, there is nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. All of this has been done before. It's been tried before. It's been attempted before. Some people say, and I'm not going to say that it's not true, but some people say that this technology had already existed at one time. I'm not going to say that's not true because I don't know. Okay, I know they have pictures of lamps in ancient Egypt and things that look like telephones. So who's to say? Okay, but there's always been someone trying to control everyone else. Think about it. I mean, you got kings and empires, and it's all for people trying to control as many people and as much land and as much resources as they can. I mean, come on. Listen here, Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. I want you to repent and turn from your Android ways, please. Turn from your Android ways. Targeted individuals. Exactly. Yes. And that is what I'm so worried that this is going to turn into. Okay. I mean, what if I'm mad at my husband one day and I be like, dang, he get on my nerves, and they just catch me at the wrong time and I say something crazy. Now they coming to take me to jail. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy, but think about all the things that people are being arrested for now. Think about all the stuff that's happening that you would have never thought at one time that this would be possible. It's here now. They came up with a system that predict crime before it happened, so they were arresting people before they commit the crime. Okay, that's what it's coming to. That is exactly what it's coming to. Okay, he gonna make me. Please, I don't know. He might make me watch it. I don't know. All right. So enough about brainwaves and stuff like that. Listen, put your discernment hats on. Okay, and don't get me wrong, I love technology, anything to make my life easier, yes, but I draw the line at certain things. Like certain things I'm just not doing. Certain things we just not doing. Okay. There has been a nationwide drinking water warning issue. Nationwide drinking water, so your tap water. There's been a warning issued because they're saying that there could possibly be a cyber attack on our water systems. So, like we've been telling y'all, stock up. Like stock up. I don't believe in coincidences anymore. I totally believe that everything is predictive programming. I read a book or I was watching some content or something. But it talked about how some of the purpose behind the programming is so that when something happens, they can't say that you weren't warned. Okay. It's like, well, I told you, even though I didn't come out and directly say, I told you, I gave you a hint, I gave you a clue, you should have known. Okay. So, be careful. Stock up on your bottled water, please. Kroger be having that water on sale all the time. Go and get you a couple of cases at a time and just keep it in your house. Start growing your own food, y'all. It is not that hard. This is the start of the spring season. It's never too late, okay? I don't care when it is. I don't care if it's mid-June and you want to start planting. Start planting your food, guys. Tomatoes, peppers, those are some of the easiest things to grow. You can throw them in a pot. You can grow them on your balcony, your doorstep, wherever you have room. Okay. I don't operate in fear. Like we don't live in fear, but we also can't be ignorant to what's going on around us. Do you see what's happening with people not having jobs? Do you see what's happening with trucking issues? Our roads are falling apart and crumbling. I mean, it's just thing after thing after thing. They've been having shipping issues with food and other resources ever since the Russia-Ukraine issue started. And now with the Palestine-Israel war going on, it's always something. And if you're not prepared, what are you going to do? Because like me and my family, yes, we're trying to make sure we have enough for us and as many as the Lord allows. Please understand, it's never a thing of we don't want to help anyone. No, it's not that. It's just that if everyone's resources are limited, what you want us to do? What do you want your neighbor to do? Your best friend, you know what I'm saying? The person who you go to borrow sugar or whatever. What do you want them to do when resources are limited and we're all trying to survive here? That would be irresponsible and selfish of you to expect someone to jeopardize their family because you didn't prepare yourself, especially those of y'all who call yourselves Bible believers. Especially Bible believers. I don't understand how you claim to know the Bible, believe the Bible, read the Bible, see what's going on around us and not feel any kind of pressure. You don't feel any kind of pressure at all. You still walking around like, oh, well, la-di-da. No, you can't. You can't be like that. That's not wise. They're telling you. People in cities have actually lost drinking water. Flint, Michigan is just one of the most famous ones, but this has happened multiple times. So it's not anything new. We can't act like we weren't told. We can't act like we didn't know. And again, as Bible believers. And I feel like, because, they've been talking about this eclipse all week. And I feel like because we in this generation have lived through so much and like nothing happened afterwards, I kind of feel like we've been kind of lulled into this sleep. I don't know. I was talking to my bonus son the other day about when 1999 turned to 2000. And I was telling him, they was hyping it up. It was a big deal. I was like, but all that happened was we went to sleep on December 31st, 1999, and then we woke up and it was January 1st, 2000. It wasn't this big catastrophe that they told us it was going to be, right? And so after so long of rumored catastrophes and actual catastrophes taking place, I think we've come to the point where it's kind of like, oh, well, whatever happens, happens. Something's happening all the time. So, oh, well, whatever happens this time is just going to happen. And that's just not wise. That's not a wise attitude to take. I understand that you cannot add or take away anything from tomorrow by worrying about it. But ma'am, sis, cousin, like sometimes it's just common sense. Like if I know I'm going on a road trip, I'm gonna pack my fried chicken and my water and my sandwiches, right? So if you know that something could happen where you don't have access to your resources, why would you not make sure you have and not need rather than need and not have? That's something my grandmother used to say all the time. All right, let me get to y'all comments before we go on. Dang, 2002. See, they've been trying to tell us. But they've been doing this in China. They've been doing the social credit thing in China. 1% always want to control the 90. Always. It's whenever at any point in history, it's always the case. One person or one group of people decide that they are just the ones that should rule all over everyone else. It's the same thing that keeps happening over and over again. And it's like, I really hate that we as Black people, we as American descendants of slaves, don't really have an idea of continuity of family. Because something that the 1% or those that are further along financially or whatever, something that they have all figured out is continuity of family, how to pass things on from generation to generation. My dad built this to leave to his sons. I mean, we're building businesses now with the prayer that our sons will take them over and continue these things. Okay. But I feel like because we as Black people don't see that as much, we may not realize that that's how the rest of the world get down. These people that you see today, the Rockefellers that you see in government today, these are descendants of the oil magnate, the original John Rockefeller. The Carnegies that are in government, these are descendants of these people. The Bushes, go back and see how far their bloodline goes. Go back to Prescott Bush and check out his involvement with the Nazis. Like, no, these people that you see that's in government today and that's prominent today, that's continuity of legacy. That's a continuity of a bloodline. That's a dad established something, a great-great-granddad established something however many years ago and left it for his sons to pick up and continue. And so that's what's going on now. Only we have not had anything to pick up and continue. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like we don't get it. Maybe we feel like these people just popped up overnight and they didn't. They've been on this. This has been they moves. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we haven't been talking about it. More than anybody else, we've been talking about it. More than anybody else. We love to talk about the end. We love to talk about judgment. We love to talk about all this stuff, but it's like we don't realize what's going to come about. It's almost kind of like some of us are still under that false American Christianity teaching that, oh, we're going to be raptured away before there's any trouble, before there's any tribulation. Like, oh, the tribulation is only for the sinners. But the Bible says no one knows when. No one knows when. We don't know at what point in time. So, to just be oblivious is beyond me. Right. Be ready. You ain't got to get ready. Your family is a great example for gardening and a little bit of farming, and everything would be wrong for someone to jeopardize y'all. All praises to the Most High. Yes, it would be. And listen, yes, my husband is Pastor Mono, and he love all y'all, and we love y'all too. Don't get it wrong, but sugar hit the fan. No, we got, you know what I'm saying? We gotta feed people. We gotta feed the people. So yeah, stock up on your water, you guys. Okay. This next thing, it hit my heart, and I'm gonna tell y'all why it hit my heart. Because I kind of been in a situation like this. I'm gonna show y'all the video. Yes, it's Kanye and his new wife. But I want y'all to pay attention to her. Pay attention to how she's carrying herself, okay? Okay, now look how, first of all, we ain't even gonna talk about how ridiculous that outfit is. But if you look at her mannerisms, it does not, she's not giving a vibe of someone that's comfortable in what they have on. Okay. And unfortunately, in my past life, I've been in a relationship with someone who made me dress like that. And it is the most uncomfortable, disrespectful, and demeaning feeling ever. It is a form of mental abuse. Okay. And I don't want to just put that on Kanye, like, however, we've seen him with Amber Rose, we've seen him with Kim Kardashian, and now we see him with Bianca. And all three of these women have all dressed erratically when they were with him. And I can't see a checker pattern and not call it a checkerboard. I can't see a pattern of behavior and you trying to tell me that it's not what I'm seeing with my own eyes. And I don't care about, I'm not talking about like her, how did I get logged out of IG? That is wild. I'm not talking about like her dad, because her dad came out and made a statement and stuff. So I'm not even talking about that. I'm not even talking about that. I just mean just as an individual. Okay. I just wanted to show y'all that as a warning. Okay. Take it as a warning. Like if you're that's not right. No one should ever try to force you to dress in a way that you feel uncomfortable. Okay. That is a sign of abuse. All right. So I just want y'all to pay attention. Like look at these celebrities and their relationships. Okay. It's not normal stuff, right? And some of this stuff happens on a regular. Some of this stuff happens with regular dudes. So y'all, what I'm saying, pay attention to that. It's not cool. She be everywhere. And it's always a headline. Like, Kanye got his wife out looking crazy again. I don't get it. I don't know her. We don't know where she came from, but it's the same thing with Amber Rose. We had no idea where Amber Rose came from. Next thing we know, she's mother of the slut walk and everything else. So, I don't know if she's in it to like get some clout or whatever, trying to make her break into reality TV, whatever the case may be. But yeah, she's out there. I don't understand why either. I don't get it. I don't know if she's trying to be like his exes. I don't know. They're blaming Kanye as the man, though. You're a man. You're the man. You're letting your woman, or you're making your woman walk around like this and disrespecting her like that. I would have beef, not the fried chicken on the road. Hey, listen, I'm either stopping for food or we gonna pack some before we leave. And it's most probably going to be fried chicken. It can hold up on a road trip. He done made the Jesus album and came right back with the Vulture album. He getting money from the church and the world. Always. And somebody was talking about that. And it's so easy. That is one of the main things that used to get on my nerves as an American Christian. As soon as a celebrity say something about Jesus, everybody jumping all over them. And it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Do you think he's cloned? I don't know. I don't know. The fact that it's a possibility, though, is enough for me to sit here, and I would never say that he's not. I would never. I'm not going to bet money that he's not. I'm more likely to bet money that he is. Again, just because this is a possibility. A very realistic possibility. We're no longer talking about a Queen Speech. Shalom and Shalom. Thank you for joining me. If you're on the IG, head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOGMAGAD. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. The fact that it's a very real possibility and no longer just like a sci-fi movie, ha 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 kind of thing, I'm not going to say no. Oh, she was a part of his team. Okay. Well, that explains it. That's where she came from. Her dad is in the mafia. They do the same thing in Israel. It's crazy. But he is proof that knowing you're an Israelite means nothing. Exactly, right. It means nothing if you don't apply it. It means nothing if you're not practicing. So, all right. This is tricky, right? And I was trying to find a video, but all of the videos that really talk about it are really explicit. So if you have small kids in the room, you may want to ask them to leave for this next side story. It is going to flow into our main topic. But you may want to ask the kids to leave for this next side story, okay? Let me find I'm going to show y'all this other video a little bit later. Like, I'm going to show y'all this other video. I'm going to show y'all this other video a little bit later. But we all know what a porta potty is, right? You've seen a porta potty. Little green booth with a toilet, little blue booth with a toilet, whatever, at public parks or whatever. But did you know that there's a movement, a group, whatever you want to call it, of women who travel to Dubai to be human porta potties? That's what they're called, human porta potties. And from what I have read and what I have gathered, these are usually Instagram models, influencers, or whatever. They run into these super rich dudes from the Emirates. Yes, exactly my reaction. They run into these guys from the Emirates. This is apparently where it's happening. So we're talking about like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, that kind of area, okay? the story that I read went like this, okay? The girl met this guy here in the States. They hung out a few times and he's like, "Hey, meet me in Dubai." Sure, of course. What American girl doesn't want to go to Dubai? I'd love to come to Dubai. So they get to Dubai. He's whining and dining, and she gets her own hotel suite, and everything is so nice. So he invites her to a party at a mansion. Sure, why not? Love to go to a party. They get to this party, and there's a lot of other older, rich men there. And there are also a lot of other young women there. Okay. So they get to the party the first night and everybody's just socializing, whatever. They go to bed and she goes to go to bed with the guy who brought her there. And he's like, "No, you sleep over there with the girls." So all the girls are in one area, all the men are in another area. Okay. She says at 2:30 in the morning, someone comes and wakes her up and says it's time to play the game. And she's like, "A game at 2:30 in the morning? What is this?" She go down to the living room where there was a room full of furniture the night before, and now there's nothing but plastic tarps and buckets. Okay? Plastic tarps and buckets. So, of course, it's like, what the heck is going on? What kind of game is this? One of the guys, why do I keep getting logged out of IG? Like, I'm convinced that someone's hacked my IG or something. Seriously, it's getting on my nerves. One of the men before they do that, they tell all the girls to get naked. They make all the girls get naked. All the girls get naked. So all the girls are naked. One of the men then proceeds to pull down his pants and use the bathroom in one of the buckets. Okay. And she noted that at dinner, they had a lot of food. It was a lot of food at dinner. Everyone's eating and drinking and just in abundance, eating and drinking. So, one of the guys uses the bathroom in the bucket, does a number 2 in the bucket. He then takes the bucket and walks up to a girl, reaches in the bucket and puts the content of the bucket in her mouth. Okay. And the girl begins to chew and chews. Then the girl said, the story goes, the girl's chewing the stuff up. And then she vomits, which, I mean, what would you? She vomits back into the same bucket. Okay. All this stuff is in the same bucket now. So after this girl vomits into the bucket, the same guy with the same bucket moves on to the next girl, sticks his hand in that bucket and puts it in her mouth. And now the girl said she wanted to leave, but she was stranded. They took her phone. There was no way for her to get back to any civilization. So she just kind of had to stay and deal with it. Eventually, she said overall what happened, they were basically having an orgy with the feces present. So there were women who actually had large amounts of feces stuck in their vagina. Okay. They're literally rolling around having sex on the feces and the vomit because people were excreting one way or the other. And she's like, I think they fed us so much so that we could keep pooping or using the bathroom right there in that space. Okay. Let me get to some comments. Please say it ain't so. It's so. Okay. Because when I first saw it, I was like, ain't no way. Like, this is clearly some kind of joke. Like, y'all are playing on the internet. But no, baby. No. And there are videos on YouTube. I did not look at it because I don't need to see it. But there are videos on YouTube if you want to see it. But there are people who have told their stories on Reddit, Instagram, and stuff like that. What would be the point of that, though? $25,000 to $50,000 for the entire weekend. That's another reason the girl said a lot of the girls wanted to leave, but they did not because of the pay. If you left before the weekend was over, then you did not get paid anything. But if you stayed the entire weekend, then you could walk out of there with up to $50,000. So that's why they did it. Yeah. Listen. When I was reading it, okay, I'm just like holding my mouth because how could you? How could you ever? And these aren't homeless. These are girls who are already attractive. They're, you know what I'm saying? They have the means to present themselves as attractive. They're not homeless. They're not desperate. They're not destitute. Of course, they don't want those kind of women for these activities. You understand what I'm saying? Not saying that $50,000 isn't a nice lick, but my goodness, like, no, it ain't that bad. It ain't never that bad. It is not that bad to where I'm going to let somebody have sex with me in their excrement and be rolling around and be chewing it. Why the heck is she chewing? So in the story, the girl said the guy was like shoving it in her mouth and then he looked at her and that's when she started chewing. So apparently she's done this before. I don't know. It's really disgusting. What's up to everybody on the TikTok? If you want to head over to the YouTube so you can see and hear everything and be part of the conversation, the YouTube is at Monologue Magad, MONOLOG MAGAD. Okay. Yeah, they all nasty. They're all disgusting. I can't even imagine. Oh my goodness. It is. She said, please stop. It is nasty. And I just don't understand why we are okay with this. We continue to let people disrespect us at tremendous, phenomenal levels. And here's what we need to understand. Okay, this is gonna go into my main topic. So let's do that. How can someone even fix their mouth to tell that? She told it. So she was telling a story and she said what happened. She bought her boyfriend a car with the money that she made from being a porta potty. But when she confessed to her boyfriend because she just couldn't take it or whatever, the guilt or whatever, she confessed to the boyfriend and the boyfriend left her. The boyfriend said, "You're too nasty for me." He left her, but he kept the car because he said she owed him the car for the pain and suffering. So listen, I don't know. I can't deal with that. Okay, but let's get into our main topic. Why BOAZ don't want your ass? Because tricks are for kids. And now let me say, I understand that whenever we have these conversations and we're using these terms that root in ebonics, we need to lay a definition down. Okay, so the definition that we're going to use for tricking from the female point of view, it's accepting money for sexual favors. From the male point of view, this is paying money for sexual favors or for attention. It don't have to be for sex. It could just be for attention. It could be whatever. You're paying basically someone for their time. You are using your money to get this person's time and attention, okay? Or you are accepting this man's money for your time and attention, with no real intent of a relationship. And let me just tell y'all, the bee pollen is working, okay? It is pollen season out here. My car is covered. I usually would be much worse than I am right now. So all praise to the Most High. The bee pollen is working. Get you some. If you don't have it already, I'm telling you, it's good. Okay, so tricking, and let's talk about it from a few different points of view, especially coming off that story of the human porta potties. One thing we have to understand here, there's a reason why they say it ain't tricking if you got it, okay? Because ladies, ma'am, sisters, and cousins, when a man has money like that, it does not mean anything for him to spend it. These men are paying these women $50,000 for a weekend. They don't care about that $50,000. That's probably like $5 to them. And let's bring it back to a more reasonable scale, okay? When you're talking about, you're going out with this one and he's doing that and he's doing this, what you have to understand is to some men, the money that they spend on you is just the price of dealing with a beautiful woman. And it does not mean anything special to them, okay? There are men who this is just what they do. They know what kind of woman that they want to be surrounded with. They know what kind of woman they want to be seen with. You make good arm candy. You make them look good. Every time they take you around, everybody giving them daps. Talking about, oh boy, you got your one right there. I mean, so of course, you make him feel good. So of course, yes, he wants to spend time with you. He want to take you around and show you off. He gonna bring you around all his cousins and his homeboys and everything like that. It's nothing. It is nothing. Okay. The problem is a lot of time us as women, we want a real relationship. You want a real husband. You want a real family. Like you want to do things right. You want to get married. You want to try to build and live righteously. But we keep falling for the tricks. Okay. And let me tell you something. The problem with falling for a trick is, like I say all the time, you start getting used to that certain lifestyle. Okay. And so for you to have to deal with anything less becomes a problem for you. What am I saying? You used to dealing with freaking whatever his name is, okay? And he got the fast car and the fast money and the fast life. And every time y'all go somewhere, it's a baller palooza. I mean, bags and whatever, okay? Whatever he's doing, it's great. He's got your mind in a whirlwind because it's always fun, all right? But then you got Buddy over here who trying to live right. He might be working his own business, working a 9-to-5 or whatever. So guess what? His funds ain't liquid like that. Okay. And that's what y'all don't understand. Like a man that just wastes his money, it doesn't mean anything to him. So the fact that he's spending it on you doesn't mean anything to him. But now the man who's working, who's trying to build something, who's actually trying to conserve his money, you feel like because it's not enough money for you, because it's not the same amount of money, that somehow he doesn't like you, he doesn't appreciate you as much as the other one. But it's the same story from the Bible about the woman who only gave what she had. She didn't have a lot to give. She gave what she had to give. And then the question was brought up, well, which offering means more? Like, what means more? The one who had the less to give, but gave from their whole heart, that's the offering that's going to mean more. And for some reason, we refuse to apply that principle to our lives and understand that the one who may have less to give, but gives from their heart and gives you all that they have, that's the one that loves you. That's the one that you should be considering more, not the one who had 500 and gave you 250, because that's nothing to him. It's nothing. But the one who gave you 100 and didn't mind giving you 75 or didn't mind giving you the whole 100 and going without, you'll turn your nose up at him because it wasn't 250. And this is how we keep falling into these same cycles of what you want to call traumatic relationships, but it really is just a whole cycle. Let's keep it real. It's a whole cycle. He paid for your time for however long that was, whether y'all kicked it for a few weeks, a few months, a few years, whatever the case may be. He paid for your time. It wasn't a relationship, boo-boo. Y'all wasn't together. He was never going to marry you. Did you ever meet his parents? Have you ever met his children? A man will give you all the signs that he is not taking you seriously, but because you feel like you want access to the bag and you want access to the fun so bad, you'll ignore all them red flags. And again, like we do, create a whole relationship in your head when he never said none of that to you. He never told you he was going to marry you. He didn't even say he wanted to be your boyfriend. He never said any of that to you. But you just made it up in your head because, ooh, this is the life I want to live. And that is how, again, you wind up old and bitter, 40, 50 years old, talking about ain't no good men left. And see, here's the problem, right? When we're young and we're teenagers and we feel like we got the world, the world is our oyster and we can do anything we want, we tend to treat men like trash. And I'm not going to say that I'm not guilty of doing that as well. That's how I know. A lot of the stuff that I be telling y'all is because I did it myself or because I witnessed it myself. I was there. I saw it. So I know. Okay. I can confess there was times when I had decent men trying to date me, but my mind wasn't right. I wasn't ready for that. I was still out here trying to move and shake, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Trying to do something. So now I don't have time for you, hardworking civilian citizen. I don't have time for you trying to be over here with Buddy who gonna have me running from the wall because it's fun. You understand what I'm saying? And then as you get older, listen, it's only all praises to the Most High that I got my husband when I did. Okay. I was already in my 30s. All right. So, but then you get to a point where you're ready to settle down. You tired of being ran through now. And you can't figure out why you can't find nobody that want to deal with you. Or why you can't never be satisfied in a normal, healthy relationship. Because that's not what you've had. You've been in whole cycles. You've been with tricks, a tricking cycle. That's what you was in. You meet somebody, he spends some money on you for a little while, and then you're on to the next person. In the meantime, of course, you're having sex with this man, doing all kind of things to this man because you need to keep the funds coming in. And, you know, we like to give it names. When something is taking place in the hood, it has one name. But when white people get a hold to it and decide to incorporate it or make a website about it or whatever, now all of a sudden it's being a sugar daddy. Okay. Not saying that we wasn't saying that before, but come on, you know how we talk. We wasn't always calling dudes sugar daddies. This nigga's a trick. You understand what I'm saying? And so, but now they want to call it having a sugar daddy as if that negates the fact that you're still being a hoe. And don't hit me with that, oh, not all sugar babies have sex. I don't know what man you know that has working sexual organs just going to sit up here and empty this wallet just to look at some girl's face. And if you believe her when she's telling you that, I have some swampland in the Everglades that I want to sell you to build on, because that's just stupid. Let me get to y'all comments. She said they better not even look at me no more. Look, period. I'm so glad I ain't single. Let me tell you something. I know how them allergies be. Oh, listen, horrible. But all praises, the bee pollen has kept them at bay. It hasn't been too bad. It makes them satisfied and they're going to spend. It's nothing to them. Exactly. And listen, It's like you being in a dollar store. Ring it up. Like, I'm in a dollar store. I got money. That's how they feel about it, and that's how they're gonna feel about you. And then feel misled and say niggas. Exactly. That's how it always happens. That's how it always happens. But as an adult, I have realized that man might be what he on, and that's fine. But for you to put up with it and tolerate it, that's your fault. That's your fault. We have come to a point where no one wants to be old anymore. At least the women don't. No woman wants to be aged anymore. Have y'all seen that video of Vivica Fox with the before and after? Her face is so Botoxed up that it doesn't even, it looks not Thanos. There's another character and it's like a rock face. I'm trying to remember it. Oh, it's from some cartoon that the boys be watching. I can't put my head on it, my finger on it, but it literally changed the shape of her face. Then she went out and got a BBL. So now her butt she got a freaking marshmallow booty with toothpick legs. Okay. And now Vivica Fox to me used to be one of the most beautifulest women. She used to be so beautiful. And but here's what happens. Y'all, listen, the most famous relationship she was ever in, honestly, the only relationship I knew her to be seriously in was when she was with 50 Cent. But even before she got with 50, everybody knew how he was. It was no secret. He was a womanizer. This was no secret. And it seems like ever since she broke up with him, she's just been on this campaign to make herself look like everybody else. If you watch these reality shows, these women, they're not in their 30s. They're not in their 20s. They are in their 40s and 50s, and some of them are in their 60s. Okay? And I'm not against women on television at any age, no. But when you are not acting your age, and I'm going to say, when you're not acting your age, what kind of example are you setting? It's like we want this generation to be trapped in a perpetual childhood. And I'm saying that because look at how much emphasis we put on. It's to the point where most women won't even say their age. And yeah, it was a joke like, oh, a lady doesn't tell her age. But no, y'all are taking it too far now, especially when you got freaking 40-year-olds out here making babies with 20-year-olds rampantly. Okay, we're not just talking about one. They are just popping up like gophers at the freaking carnival. Okay, the little whack-a-mole. I mean, it is getting ridiculous. No one wants to age anymore. Everyone feels like they want to stay young. And so if everyone is trying to be young, who's leading the people that are really young? How are you going to lead the young people and you out here trying to look and dress and act like them? It irks me so much when I see older women on the internet who continue to condone this erratic behavior, this bad behavior, this thought, and this whole behavior that a lot of the young girls are demonstrating. Because I've actually been in a conversation where I've said something like, no, sis, this is not cool. Maybe you shouldn't be doing this. And then a woman who's my age or older than me will come on and leave them alone. Let them live their life. Listen, nothing irritates me more than a woman who has been through some ish and will watch another young woman go through the same ish and not warn her. Like you're a hater of yourself and you are a hater of other women. And see, they like to call me the hater because I'm trying to issue the warning. No, I'm not the hater. You're the hater. You're the hater because you don't care enough about this young lady to tell her, no, baby, this is not right. You're leading yourself down a road of pain, of hurt and destruction. But because you want to be what? You want to be cool. You want to be accepted by freaking younger people. You're just going to condone their sin and encourage them in it. There's no example of the Titus 2 woman who's out here teaching these young women how to keep their home, how to love their children, how to love their husband, how to be chaste and discreet, so that the word of God be not blasphemed. We're not doing that no more. If anything, we are following behind them. What did the Bible say? The women and children shall rule over them. And that is exactly what's happening. The children are ruling over us, so much so to the point that, again, y'all nasty behind, old behind, rusty behind women are sitting around sleeping with 20-year-old boys. That is disgusting. And y'all need to be locked up. Y'all need to be locked up for that. Let it be my son. Let it be my son. And I don't fight, I boogie, okay? But what we have I don't know if maybe my generation feels like we're overcorrecting for what happened with our parents. Because yes, our parents may have been super strict, and sometimes maybe they took the rules and things overboard. But at the end of the day, can we not see how that was for our good? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of times me and my husband look at other people, even people our age, and it's like, whoa, like you don't know better than that? Like you can't figure out how to get up every day and go to work. You haven't figured out your hygiene. You can't figure out how to feed yourself. You don't even know how to cook. Like, what are you doing? And you come to realize that my parents really loved me. Like, no, my parents raised me. Like, taught me things, made sure I could survive in life out here. They didn't just toss me out to the street, but I'm starting to see that unfortunately that's the case for a lot of people. And please understand, I don't think that just because you come into the truth or just because you start believing the Bible, that all of a sudden magically you're going to have all this knowledge and information. Absolutely not. But that is why, again, the older women are supposed to teach the younger women. And sometimes that age is not just physical. Sometimes it can be a spiritual situation. You've been in this thing longer than the next sister. Yeah, she might have a couple of years on you, but if you're a little more experienced in keeping these laws and commandments, then you can be an example as well. Okay, but where we go totally wrong is where now the older women are following the younger women. Whatever the young girls is doing, that's what the old girls is doing. However they dress, and that's how we're dressing now. Instead of setting the example, instead of saying, no, I've lived that part of my life, and I've come to the conclusion that the way of the Lord is more better and beneficial. We're not saying that to them. We're saying like, oh, well, this is all we got, so let's keep turning up. Some of y'all out here with 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 baby daddies. And instead of you suggesting, hey, wait till you get married to have kids. Why don't you, slow down a little bit, sis? You out here encouraging the next sister that's looking up to you, because you never know who's looking at you. Especially, again, with the I hate to say it, with such a motherless generation. And listen, just because the lady that gave birth to you allowed you to live with her does not necessarily mean that you had a mother in its fullest capacity. Okay? It doesn't mean that you had somebody there to nurture you, to care for you, to teach you the things that a woman is supposed to know, teach you how to take care of yourself, check you on your hygiene, teach you how to treat other people. It does not necessarily mean that. And so usually, right, you can look out in the community and find other role models or find other motherly women that you can maybe look up to or learn from, things like that. But we don't have that anymore. Because everybody's trying to do the same thing. Everybody's going after the bag now. It's all about the money. Whatever is going to bring in the money at the end, regardless of age, that is what a lot of these women are out here doing. Photoshopping their pictures so that it looks like they have the body of a 19 and 20-year-old when they out here 60 something. And I'm not talking about women who work out and stay in shape. No, because I fully intend on looking as good as I can for as long as the Most High allows me. So I will always exercise, but what I'm not about to do is sit up here and get a tummy tuck and have a whole body lift trying to keep up with some 20-year-olds. I'm not doing that. I'm not about to go out here and it's one thing to enhance, it's another thing to create a whole other person. Okay. I put on makeup to enhance. I put on makeup so that I don't get in front of this camera and y'all looking at me like, dang, what's wrong with her? I don't put on makeup to change my whole facial structure and to fool you into thinking that I'm a whole nother person. When I take this makeup off, my skin is still the same color. But what you have is women my age who are painting their face under their makeup to hide this and trick you into thinking that. They'll tape their hairline to the back of their head to pull their eyes back because it's so much going on. Instead of us focusing on being content where we are and leading the next generation in the path of righteousness, we're so busy sending our own selves to hell. There's no hope for us or the ones coming up behind us. Because we don't want to teach them anymore. Because why? Because we're still stuck on tricking. We're still stuck on where's the bag. Where's the money at? Where am I going to get these dollars from? There is nothing to gain as a woman from selling yourself. I'm going to just be honest. Money is made to spend. You're going to spend that money. You're going to spend it. When you get into that life of making that fast money like that, you spend your money even faster. Because I can go make another couple hundred tomorrow. I can go make another couple thousand tomorrow. This ain't nothing to me. And you get stuck in that cycle. I had a friend. And she's a little bit younger than me. And she wasn't making the best choices. And whenever I would see her, I would tell her, like, that's not cool. You can't be doing that. Like, you can't dress like that. You shouldn't be doing this. Come on, like, let's try something different. But as I'm telling her, no, don't do this. No, don't do this. There's somebody else right here. Girl, you fine. Don't listen to her. She needs to shut up. I don't know why she's telling you not to do it when she used to do it too. Exactly why I'm telling you not to do it. That's the whole point. That's why I'm telling you not to do it, because I know. Not only do I know, but I have receipts to prove that I know. It's funny. We want receipts when it comes to other people's business. When it comes to handing down gossip, we want receipts. But when it's time for lessons and it's time for teaching and it's time to get our stuff together and you talking to people who actually have receipts on their testimony, nobody wants that. No, you don't want the receipts from my testimony where I'm showing you my scars and my wounds and I'm telling you this is what I went through. You don't want to hear that. If I had some tea on somebody, though, you want that. Well, I'm trying to give you this life right here. Like, I'm trying to help you. No interest. And then when you end up in jail or you end up in the hospital or you end up down bad, Somehow it's everybody else's fault. Nobody loved me. Nobody told me. I didn't have anybody to sit down with me. Did you not have anybody to sit down with you, or did you just ignore everyone who was trying to help you? Because a lot of times, let's keep it funky. A lot of times it's not that nobody was trying to help us, it's that we were too busy ignoring the people that were wanting to help us because we were so determined that somehow it was going to end up differently for us. I was talking to my oldest daughter today, and I don't know how many of y'all have ever read The Coldest Winter Ever, but there's another book coming out in the series. Okay. So I was talking to my oldest daughter about The Coldest Winter Ever. And she's never read it, but she mentors, she does like big sister, little sister program. So the girl that she mentors has read the book, and the girl is about to turn 16. And she was like, I don't know, if that was a good book for her to read. And I had to be honest with her. I don't feel like the book serves as a warning. And I feel like it doesn't serve as a warning because it's told through the eyes of Winter. And in Winter's eyes, she never loses. So she never, in The Coldest Winter Ever and Portia's book, her little sister had a book after it. I forgot what the book is called. But in those two books, you never see Winter come to a point of humility. Even when she's thrown in jail, she's like, oh, well, I'm going to just put my hair in braids and do what I got to do. So I don't feel like that book serves as a good warning. I feel like it romanticizes that life. And this is what I'm saying about us who are older, getting off of our high horses, getting off of our snobbery, getting off of whatever crap that we're on that makes us feel like we're too old, or I'm sorry, we're too good to share our testimony. I'm so far removed from that. I don't want to talk about it anymore. No, I'm so far removed from that, and I don't want you going anywhere near it. So I'm going to scream it from the mountaintops. And I'm going to tell you over and over again, do not do it. I know that money might seem good right now. And yes, baby, I get it. You want that bag. You need that new car. I get it. Yes, money can change your life. But just like anything else, you have to consider the source. Just like we was talking earlier about the freaking iPhones. I love my iPhone. And I told y'all I'll never leave Apple products, but we can't act like Steve Jobs isn't turning into a mad scientist who's now trying to read our brainwaves with the freaking AirPods. We can't act like the source of the product has no influence over how this is going to affect our life. You understand what I'm saying? You go to a regular job, you work your 9 to 5. That kind of money is different from street money. That street money does something to you. It puffs you up. It gives you a false sense of pride. It gives you a sense of invisibility. Because let's be real, we live in a world where as long as I have enough money, I can say and do anything that I want. I don't know if I ever told y'all, but I read this story about a guy who was in like an Ivy League business school, Harvard, MIT, one of those. And he was not financially well off like some of his other classmates. So he was complaining one day about how far away he had to park and then walk to class. And his classmate was like, I don't do that. I just park where I want to park. And if they tow my car, oh, well, I'll just go pick it up whenever I'm ready. It's free parking for me. Because that person got that kind of money to where it don't mean nothing to them. I can afford to get my car towed because that little 300, however much you got to pay, that ain't nothing to me. OJ only got away with it because he had enough money to hire Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian, and everybody else. Come on now. Y'all just saw Harvey Weinstein go down. How long he been molesting people? Because he had enough money to get away with it. So yes, we live in a world where money can totally change your life, but it can also totally ruin your life. Change can be good or bad. Okay. Let's remember that. Change can be good or bad. And so you've been in these relationships with these guys who are getting this fast money. But then as soon as someone decent comes and wants to settle down with you, you can't separate the fantasy that you used to live in from the reality of your life. What do you mean a fantasy? That was real to me. It wasn't, though. It was never yours to begin with. Someone loaned you their life for you to fantasize in. And you went to these fancy dinners and you did all these fun things and you got to walk around and be the trophy arm candy or whatever. But that wasn't your real life. So instead of you tending to real life and instead of you building relationships that could be permanent, lifelong, healthy relationships, you've been toying around in this fantasy land. And when you come back to reality, there has been no value added to your life. What do I mean by that? Listen, me and my husband been together. We've been together for 10 years, but we're coming up on our 10-year wedding anniversary. Okay. And I have learned things from him that will serve me the rest of my life because we spend time together. This man loved me. He wants me to be able to survive. Like he does things to help me. So Yahweh forbid I ever have to be here without him. Let me make it very clear. I don't want to be here without him. Okay. I don't want him to be here without me. But Yahweh forbid I ever have to try to figure it out without him, or even when he travels sometimes. I'm here, you know what I mean, with the kids. Sometimes I still have to run the businesses or whatever. He makes sure that I'm equipped to do that. That's what a man that loves you is going to do. He's going to make sure that you learn something. He's going to make sure that you walk away with something. Even if you know what I'm saying? Even if y'all don't get married and y'all don't walk away from each other, you should be able to say, well, I did learn this, and this from that person. But a lot of y'all can't do that because these aren't relationships that you're in. They're not even friendships. It's just somebody that you meet up with once a week to have dinner with and hunch on. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. So, when we go live here at the House of Mono, let me look through these comments. When she smiles, it looks painful, all that stuff. It does. It, like, her face looks like it hurts. Like, for it to just sit there, it looks like it hurts. Because what y'all have to realize, with these fillers, you're injecting that stuff into your skin. So it's plumping everything up. But when it dissipates, where's that plumped up skin going? And the more you use it, the more you need it. Because now not only are you trying to plump up your regular skin, but now you're trying to keep up with the skin that you made swell up before. And so it's a vicious cycle. The more you use, the more you need. It's crazy. I absolutely hate that. How are we supposed to look up to our elders when they're trying to fit in with the young fools? Exactly. And so what you have is a generation of frustrated young women because certain people may be telling them that they're supposed to live this way and they're supposed to live that way. But when they look out for examples of that living, they don't find any. And let's keep it real, okay? I miss going to church and seeing the mothers. Like, I miss church mothers. Okay. There's just something about that. I miss them. But I'm not expecting a 30, 40 year old woman, to following that. We're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? We're not there yet. We're still young. We're still vital. We still got stuff to do, and that's fine. But so there should be 30 and 40-year-old women out here setting the example for them, and we're not. We're not. And I'm going to tell some of us older women, I feel like sometimes we overdo it. What do I mean by that? Hear my heart when I say this, y'all, please, okay? There are some of us who dress modest and are still cute. Like, oh, that's nice. I would wear that. Like, cute, okay? But still modest. Covered up, looking righteous, still cute. There are some of us that dress modest and scare people away. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Some of y'all and y'all modest dressing scare people. Like, that's what I gotta dress like to be righteous. That's what I gotta look like to be holy. We can't be, we have to make sure that we are setting the best example that we possibly can. You have to understand who you're representing and what you're trying to, what is your witness? When someone walks away from an encounter with you, what do you want them to say about you? And is your attitude lining up to that? Let me finish going through the comments. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that part because I keep telling y'all, if I leave my train of thought, that'd be it. I be witnessing that all the time. They be like, let the girl get the money. Exactly. You somebody's grandma, you somebody's mom. And it's scary because would you advise your daughter in this same manner? And how do you feel about your kid? Like, it is scary. It's scary. Yes, coldest winter ever is one of my favorite books too. I've been waiting for that movie. They're supposed to make it into a movie and they never did. A Deeper Love Inside is Portia's story. Okay. And even I feel like there was more to learn from Portia's story than from Winter's. I feel like Portia's story was a more circle experience than Winter's, because Portia had to deal with her mom after she got out of jail and stuff. I don't know if y'all remember, but like they were homeless. If y'all haven't read the books, read the books. Now, I did not like Midnight. I did not read any of Midnight's books. I couldn't get through it. But The Coldest Winter Ever and A Deeper Love Inside, and then the last one that came out was Life After Death. I am going to start reading that. And then there's another one coming out this summer, I think. So, yeah. We need to testify. We do. And this is, listen, I get it. Okay. It's embarrassing out here. People want to shame you. You don't understand what I'm saying? People talk about you. I get it. Okay. But I would hate to have to think about someone's blood being on my hands all because I was worried about what someone who does not need salvation thinks about me. Okay. I'm so busy out here worried about what other so-called Christians and so-called believers are going to think of me that I'm not sharing my testimony with the lost. That is one of my worst fears. And sure, we can sit here and be like, well, people shouldn't I can't be concerned about that. My concern is pleasing the Most High and reaching his people. That's my main concern. So whatever anyone else who feels like they may not need my testimony or who feels like they may derive some kind of humor from it, whatever they think, that is not my concern. We have to stop being so worried about what other people think of us. Listen, I'm not saying not to maintain a reputation by all means. And hear me. I hate to be embarrassed, okay? My husband will tell you, I hate to be embarrassed. Like I was on the phone with somebody not too long ago, and it's a close friend of mine. Like I consider her a close friend. We talk about everything. But my husband walked in and he was not pleased with something. So he said it, but he said it all loud while I'm on the phone. And I was like, boo, don't air me out like that. Please don't. I hate to be aired out. You understand what I'm saying? But that is totally different from me sitting here every week and sharing my life with y'all, and somebody got something negative to say. You could kick rocks. Like I kick rocks with bare feet. I don't care. You can't embarrass me. You understand what I'm saying? Honestly, my family are the only people that can embarrass me because they're a reflection of me. They're a reflection of me. My husband represents me. My children represent me. So if they get out here and start acting crazy, then yeah, I'm embarrassed. But you, because you have some thoughts, and that's how we have to learn how to prioritize people. And like my husband's always telling me, you have to learn how to put people in their box and leave them there. Some people are just followers and fans, and you have to leave them in that box. Some people just always want to criticize. Like there was a lady, and whenever she would comment on my Facebook stuff, on anything that I post, it was always to disagree. It was never an agreement. She only commented to disagree. And one day I called her out on it because she was trying to argue with me about something. And I was like, I'm not going to argue with you. Like, you only come around to disagree. So you have a good day. But ever since then, our exchanges have been more amicable. You understand what I'm saying? So leave people where they are. If they want to get with it, they're going to. If they don't, then oh well. But it's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to please the Most High. And you're probably like, what does this have to do with tricks being for kids? Because a lot of these older women is still walking around here looking like tricks, acting like being tricks. The freaking Giselle Bryant. Now, you went from being the first lady of a prominent congregation to now you're 50-something years old, sitting on television talking about you're in a situationship with a 30-year-old. At your age, you are primed to be an example to younger women. But you don't want to be an example to younger women because you're out here trying to sleep with the men that they going for too. You don't want a man your age. You want a man their age. You out here competing with the younger women. That's why you can't lead them nowhere. You're jealous. That's why you can't lead them nowhere. I was talking to my husband about my gray hairs earlier. I was like, ooh, and they just up. They just up. They just decided they was going to be in the front. I said, they not trying to hide in the back. They not trying to hide in the middle. They right there in the front. But you know what? All praises to the Most High, because I know a few of my peers that didn't make it to this stage of life. I know a few women who ain't got no hair on their head to turn gray. You understand what I'm saying? We let these kids on the internet, because they want to talk about your big age. We let these kids make us feel like there's something wrong with age. But if we're not aging, then what are we? You've got to mature at some point. You've got to grow up. It's like you can't listen. At a certain point of time, the things that entertain 20-year-olds should not be entertaining to you anymore. Okay, you're supposed to grow up. Your mind is supposed to change. At my age of 43, 20-year-olds get on my nerves. Like, y'all don't want to be quiet and sit down? Can we take a nap and read a book or something? They get on my nerves. I couldn't be out in all that, in that environment. I'm not saying that money is not important. I would never be the person to tell you that. Never. But what I am going to tell you is it is not your God. It is not your leader. You should not be setting your life goals around what's going to get me the most money. That's not what it's supposed to be about. That is young-minded, childish thinking. You still thinking that material things are the answer to your emotional issues is childish and immature thinking. And don't say that y'all don't think that way, because if you didn't, there wouldn't be such a problem with consumerism in the Black community. Black women are the number one purchasers of things, and we know this. Black women shop. We know that. And again, a lot of y'all are shopping, trying to cover up those emotional wounds. If they see me with this Louis bag, then they're going to think this and this about me. If they see me in this, then they're going to think that, come on. You dress for how you want to present yourself to people. You put on your clothes and your thought is, how do I look to others? How am I presenting myself to others? And there's nothing wrong with nice clothes. There's nothing wrong with labels. I love all those things. But I'm not under the impression that whether I got this shirt from Shein, which I did, or freaking Dolce & Gabbana, that for some reason the Dolce & Gabbana label on this shirt is going to make me a better person. I'm not any longer under the impression that you seeing this Dolce & Gabbana label on my shirt, if you are a reasonable, level-headed human being, it is not going to sway your opinion about me that much. You understand what I'm saying? You might take a look and be like, oh, that's a nice shirt. Oh, that's D&G. Oh, okay, girl. You might be that, but you're not about to place me on a pedestal. If you are a reasonable, level-headed adult, you're not going to place me on a pedestal just because of my possessions. But we live in a world where that is what we are teaching our young people, and therefore that is what they are going for. And we wonder why it's so hard for them to discern good people from bad people, because they've been taught all along that good people have all the money. If you go back and read about the robber barons, or as they like to call them, the robber barons, or the early titans of business, one of their beliefs and one of their answers when people would ask them, well, why are you hoarding all this money? Their belief was that if they were righteous, then God would bless them to be rich. God blesses the righteous with a lot of money through hard work. That was their belief. That was their reason for hoarding all the money that they did. And some of you may recognize that as the prosperity gospel. And some of you may realize that, hey, it's just carried on into the streets. The one with the most money, he's the most blessed. That's the one I gotta be with. He's the most prosperous. That's where I gotta go. And again, nothing wrong with looking for a provider, but that's not his intention on providing for you. Just because a man got a lot of money doesn't mean he's a provider. Y'all be getting that mixed up. Don't mean he want to provide for you. I was talking to my husband one time about, I was like, why you always, he did something. And I was like, it's like you just walk around beating your chest. And he was like, no. He's like, I beat my chest when I'm working and you're able to go outside and pick eggs and water vegetables and play with flowers. And you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of mindset you want your husband to have. Your happiness is his happiness. Your ease is his ease. As long as you're cool, he's cool. But that's not what's going on. That's not what we're looking for out here. We've got to come out of that. That's what I'm saying. Tricks are for kids. It's cool when you're young and you feel like you got your whole life ahead of you. But what about when that age start creeping up on you and them gray hairs start popping up? And that booty not as tight as it used to be. And that gut start hanging out a little bit. You know, and popped out a couple babies. So what happens then? We live in a world where women who have babies for checks are put on a pedestal. And it's sad because, again, there's not enough of an opposing righteous force. And it's not up to the young women, okay? It's not up to the young women. How do you want a 20-something-year-old who just got married, just started having babies? How do you want her to get up here and be an example for anyone when she's still trying to figure it all out herself? And I'm not saying just because I'm 43, I got it all together, but I got a lot more life experience than someone 20 years younger than me. And I have a lot to offer that person. You know, and it's like, sometimes I be looking like, how is this younger sister up here? But it's like they're crying out because nobody else is doing it. So that's why they feel like they got to step up and do it. That's why you got these teenagers on here talking about being modest and encouraging other young women to be modest. Not that they shouldn't be, but they shouldn't be the only voice. They shouldn't be the strongest voice. When I scroll through my TikTok right now, it's a bunch of 20-year-old women teaching righteousness and setting examples for modesty. Where are the 40 and 50-year-old women up here freaking... What I see 40 and 50-year-old women doing on TikTok, singing songs, getting naked, dancing in front of the camera, doing stupid skits, twerking on camera. Listen, I don't care if my husband is in a room. I'm not twerking on the camera. That's not for nobody else to see. And oh, it's okay because she with her husband. No, that is between you and your husband. That's not for everybody to see. It's not okay. Let me get to y'all comments. I'm sorry, y'all. But I really feel a way about this. I don't want to be here without, period. I don't want to be here without my man either. Shoot. He's too good to me. I couldn't get into life after death. I can't stand winter. I read the first few chapters and never repeated back. Oh, don't tell me that. Okay, I'm gonna start trying to read it tonight. I'm gonna put it on the iPad and I'm gonna start trying to get into it. Oh, I had such hope for that book. I saw you get it together. And I wasn't mean about it or anything. I was just like, bro, I'm not wasting my time arguing with you. You only come by to argue. So, you know what I'm saying? Why am I argue with you? Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. I hope that something I said was helpful to you on today, whether you are listening live or on the replay. And it's time for my special guest, Atticus! Yay, Atticus! Really, Atticus? Where's Paxton? Upstairs? He sleep? No? Do you want to show everybody your missing teeth? See, Atticus's front teeth are missing, you guys. Yeah, my heart is broken. I'm trying to tell you, my heart is broken. It's my youngest baby. And he's losing his baby teeth. It's crazy. What's in the cup? Just some tea. Just some tea. Ain't nothing in the cup yet.
What?
Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. You have any announcements you would like to make, Atticus?
What's that thing?
Look, he's trying to read the comments. Oh, it looks so cute, nephew. See? Say shalom, Auntie Angelina.
Atticus and Paxton.
See, shalom, Atticus and Paxton. Say shalom, Shaka Boom 80.
Shalom, Shaka Boom 80.
Oh, I was reading the things. Paxton's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. You want to say what's up to the people, Paxton? We thought you were asleep. You wasn't asleep up there?
He never wants to go to bed. He always stays on that phone. We're about to play a Roblox game with Dawn.
Oh, y'all about to play Roblox with your brother? Oh, that is so sweet. I love seeing these three together. Yes.
I said I would go to sleep at 10, but he said at a 7.
Who told you to shut up?
Because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Who?
Adam.
Oh, well, you can't go to sleep at 10 because the show doesn't go off until 10, but you can go to sleep after that, okay? And he's not going to go to sleep at 10. I don't know who you think he's fooling. You want to tell everybody about the family businesses?
We, I feel like we told them.
Boy, why you turn off my fan?
We do,
I feel like we told them.
top tier parties.
Top tier parties for your bouncy house rentals in the metro Atlanta area. Go ahead. What's next? Boy, what's next?
Print doctors.
The print doctors for all your screen printing and apparel needs.
And Mono West Side Bullies.
And Mono's West Side Bullies for the most cutest, no, not cutest, but the most family-friendly bullies this side of Atlanta. Mono's West Side Bullies. Please make sure you follow all of our businesses on Facebook and on Instagram. So you can keep up with us. Also, what else? Oh, listen. If you are what?
I got something to tell you.
What?
You eat too much salad.
I eat too much salad?
Yes.
I don't think you can eat too much salad.
Well, that's good. Yes.
But if you are not, please subscribe to the YouTube. My husband goes live. I'm trying to get him to go live twice a week. The man is busy, and actually our busy season is picking up, but I still need him to be here going live, getting in front of the people. So he will be going live twice a week. I think definitely on Wednesdays from 7:30 to 8:30, and I don't know the other day yet, but make sure you have your notifications on so you know when that goes down. Also, so you can stay abreast of any announcements regarding F3 and events coming up with that. Also, our Passover and just fellowshipping with us. If you are in the metro Atlanta area, please hit up Monologue McGad, send him a DM. If you want to, if you're in the metro Atlanta area and you would like to fellowship with some like-minded Israelites, we're more than happy to have you after a small vetting process. Please send us a message. You can reach me at missmonosworld@gmail.com. If you have any ideas for the show, questions you would like me to answer, I also, again, have a feature in the Light Hebrew magazine. So if there's anything you would like to see me address there, also send me the email, missmonosworld@gmail.com. Huh? What you say?
Watching this, I have to tell you something. What's in that cup?
Yes, we already read that comment. What's in the cup? Yes, listen, we betting y'all, okay? Because my house and my family just can't have any kind of weirdos up in here. So please understand that, huh? What do you no boy, anyway. All right, so What else was I gonna say? Don't forget to join me right here next Thursday, same black time, same black station, for more of Why BOAZ Don't Want Your Ass. I am at Miss Mono's World in these content creator streets. If you like something I said, or you just like what we got going on here at the House of Mono, please head over to the Cash App $ the House of Mono. $1 or $2 will do, but 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever you feel like giving. We greatly appreciate it. And thank you to those of you who have given in the past. Thank you in advance to those of you who will give. Can I have my tea back? What? I've asked y'all not to come down here and pass gas. Haven't I asked you that?
Farting, passing gas.
Yes, both of those things are passing gas, farting and burping.
Well, then, burping is when you kill.
Look at that. No teeth, but all the laughter. Look at that. Look at that. That's why your teeth missing now.
That's why your breath
Burping is when your
Atticus.
don't want to go out your butt,
Oh.
so they just go out your butt.
This, I'm telling y'all, this fan right here is like setting me up. I guess because the little slots is open so much, and I keep sticking my nails in there. All right, I think that's it. Is there anything else? I will see y'all here next Thursday at 8:00. I will see y'all in the meantime. For those of you who want information on our garden, there's a video that I have edited, and I just have not done the voiceover, and I forgot all about it until today. So I'm going to post a video showing how we took our garden from fall to spring now, and I'll post a picture of the layout. If you guys have any questions, please send them to me. You can comment on the stuff. I love talking about the garden. I love talking about the hens. So any reason to do that, I'm with it. Feel free to ask any questions. I think that is all that we have for. I'm gonna stop y'all from coming down here for real, because that's just nasty. Nobody told me that having little boys would be this disgusting. I had no idea that little boys were so nasty.
Well, you wanted these kids.
No, I didn't want you to come in here and fart on me, though.
Well, you wanted us.
See, yes, I did want you, and I still want you. I love you so much. Okay, all right, you guys. I love y'all so much. Again, I hope something. Wow. I hope something I said was helpful to you. Please pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me.
Don't pray for her. Don't pray for her.
Pray for me.
Don't pray for her.
All right, guys. I will see you in these content creator streets until next Thursday. Same black time, same black channel, live on Facebook and YouTube at Monologue McGad. Why BOAZ Don't Want Your Ass. Yes, Atticus saying, yes, right. Atticus and his smart behind mouth. It's always him. Atticus, stop it. All right, y'all. I love you so much. Shalom and shalom and good night.
Yeah,
Mono.
Living super clean. Daddy came
One time for my king doing king things. Mommy's hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I
Tune
submit.
in to Why BOAZ Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue McGod. Now also available on the Saya TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why BOAZ Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and